Hello and welcome to 3D Experience World. We're going to be live with you all day here at the SolidWorks Live booth. I'm your host, Jeremy Rigneris, and I'm joined with Mark Peterson. Mark, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Jeremy.
So we're kicking off the very first day of the very first 3D Experience World here in Nashville, Tennessee. What do you think so far?
Well, it's amazing. It's beautiful. We're in the heart of downtown Nashville, Tennessee, at the Music City Center. It's a beautiful day out, and I think we got a drone that's going up to take a. Oh no, the drone would be damaged by all the rain. Okay, no problem. Well, we won't do that then. But you'll just have to trust us. It's beautiful out there. No problems whatsoever. It's great.
So we have an exciting schedule for everybody tuning in with us live today. We're going to be going to general session here in about a half. Actually, we'll be switching over sooner than that. But general session starts at 8:30 Central Time. And this morning we have a really cool lineup of keynote speakers. We're going to be seeing talks from Charles Adler, founder of Kickstarter. I believe we're also going to be looking at Mike Schultz, Jesse Hahn, and Mark McCuldy from the Center for Advanced Design, and they're going to be talking about BioDAT. Mark, you've actually gotten an opportunity to see BioDAT a little bit throughout the whole show, right?
That's right, yeah. So, and actually right there in the center of the 3D Experience Playground, where the Dassault Systèmes booth is, we have some of the BioDAT parts and features, assembly, stuff like that on display there, so you can see them there. And we'll also get another sneak peek of how a company, maybe like BioDAT would go through a full manufacturing process of developing everything from, prototyping, design, to the manufacturing floor during our shop floor walkthrough later on this morning.
Yeah, that's going to be after general session this morning. You're going to get an opportunity to kind of take a deeper dive into that.
Yeah.
So also this morning, we're going to be meeting with Matt Carney, biometrics PhD from MIT. So a lot of really cool content we're going to be seeing today, how 3D experience is really changing the way people work and design in the world around us today. So.
Right. And that's all just this morning. I mean, this afternoon, SolidWorks Live is going to take us over to one of the breakout sessions where we're going to see a sheet metal tips and tricks with Toby Schnars.
Yeah, and always a great presenter here at 3D Experience World.
Yeah, and everybody loves tips and tricks, and everybody loves sheet metal. So, I mean, what a better presentation to go to than that? So, for everybody at home that's not able to make it, you'll be able to feel like you're here, taking advantage of some of the end user breakout sessions as well.
Yeah, we'll be running 2 of those a day. So you mentioned the first one we'll be showing this afternoon with Toby Schnars, but later on in the day, John Hall will be presenting assembly tips and tricks as well at 4 o'clock. All our times are Central Time. I'm an Eastern Time person, so I should clarify that if anybody wants to tune in at a specific time.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so I mean, this morning is always full of energy. It's always a packed house outside the first day. Everybody starts getting the queue to get into general session is always this really long thing. In fact, I think we're actually going to take a look at the camera outside of general session. So you can see it's always everybody is outside, excited to come in here, waiting for the doors to open in the morning.
Yeah.
And it is a mad rush when everybody comes in there.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, every year I'm so excited about being actually in that crowd. So, now I'm on this, SolidWorks Live, which is also great. But the energy there is always just so high. So it's so much fun. It's so exciting because we don't know what we're going to see. And we got a little preview from Gianpaolo yesterday. And then what did he say? That he had something to show us? He said it was going to be very memorable. Is that what he said?
Yeah, so what's interesting is if we look back at the last couple of years when it was SolidWorks World, Gianpaolo has always made a very interesting entrance.
That's right.
It was a couple years ago, I think. He came in on a large dining table.
Like steampunk
very
style.
Steampunk style, and everybody was pedaling and driving this table, and it was all focused about how kind of everybody can come together at the same place,
right.
Which is what's really great about 3D Experience World. It does create this sense of cohesion amongst the community. I think it was last year he participated in a magic trick where they stuck him in a box and ran swords through it or something like that. So quite interesting. So I'm really excited to see what shenanigans he's gotten himself into this year.
Me too, and let's hope it involves less swords. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, I remember it was the one year they had the saw. They had
yeah,
the
yeah,
circular
yeah, that's
saw.
right.
They were going to run a cut through him.
Yeah.
So shortly here, these doors are going to open, and everybody's going to go rushing in, and it's going to be a little bit different this year for the folks who are here live at the event. They're actually going to get the opportunity when they rush in. They're going to be seeing this broadcast, SolidWorks Live, when they come in there, and there'll be some other stuff going on, kind of on stage already when they come busting through the doors, getting them ready for a general session this morning. So
Right.
everything's really changed at this event. Everything's expanded. There's so much more than there's ever been in years past. And I'm really excited to see how all of our attendees and customers embrace this totally new experience for them to participate in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything is bigger, greater, grander. We have more sessions. We have more everything. So, of course, we're broadcasting live more than we ever have before as well. So, if there's ever a break where you can't be here at Music City Center and you want to check in, see what's happening, always check in with live.solidworks.com and come interact with us on social. Like Jeremy said, we're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're
Instagram.
Instagram. We're streaming everywhere. So definitely connect with us, reach out with us, ask us questions through live.solidworks.com. We're happy to interact with you. So.
Yeah, and if you want to participate in the conversation, make sure to follow the hashtags, hashtag 3DXW20 and hashtag SolidWorks Live. Those are ways that you can interact with us specifically or the community at large. Everybody here at the event is, there's lots of other hashtags everybody's following. I think there's always the Bacon Brotherhood is one, Beer Me's one, I think I've seen. So a lot of those going on this year. The community really has a lot of fun with engaging with us on social media.
Yep.
So when you look out at today's schedule, we talked about a few things that we're going to be seeing at general session here this morning. Is there a highlight that jumps out to you that you're looking forward to today, Mark?
I've participated in several Kickstarters, and so I know that Charles Adler is obviously more than just that, but I'm always really interested in how people get to where they are and what they've done. I just think that that's always so interesting. So I'm really excited to hear what he has to say. I'm sure that again, he's probably going to talk about more than just Kickstarter, of course, but
Sure.
That's a pretty amazing accomplishment. I love Kickstarter. I've like I said, participated in several of those.
It's a platform that's really changed the way that creators can bring ideas to market, and it's really enabled a whole new industry of creators to bring their products to life.
Yeah. What about you? Is there anything that you're particularly looking forward to, Jeremy?
Yeah, one of my favorite things at 3D Experience World is actually Model Mania, and later on today I get the opportunity to speak with Mark Schneider and Michael Steves. They're expanding what Model Mania is going to be this year. So for the folks who are joining us online, you may be wondering, well, why is this relevant to me? Well, what's really interesting is Mark Schneider in years past has made all of the Model Mania challenges available on the SolidWorks blog. So if you're interested in kind of learning what Model Mania is and how you can test your own skills, I really encourage you to go out to the SolidWorks blog, find Mark Schneider's blog post. There's 20 years of Model Mania available there.
Man.
They're basically design challenges where you're going to be given a model to create inside of SolidWorks, and then you're tasked with making a change to it. So it's always a big highlight. I always look forward to it. So I'm really excited to be interviewing both of them later on today. And Michael Steves is kind of broadening this.
That's right, yeah. So as you know, we have the 3D Experience platform, which it hosts many apps that can help take your company to new heights. But the ones that Michael Steves is going to be highlighting at his version of Model Mania is going to be XDesign and XShape, where you can go over there. It's not timed, so you don't have to get in there and with regular Model Mania, sometimes I'm a little apprehensive because, I'm like, I gotta click. Otherwise people are gonna make fun of me because I'm so slow at SolidWorks. But, at this version of Model Mania, it's really about creating a design, uploading it to the platform, just getting familiar with the apps, getting familiar with the platform, and, just just having fun with it. And you have a lot of variation in how you can do the design, and we have people over there that can assist and help if you have questions about using these apps. They're very intuitive, very simple to use, and I'll definitely be going over there later too. So. Yeah.
I think they're about ready to open the doors into general session. Can we go back and take a look at that crowd out there as we get ready to crack these open? It looks like they're actually quietly waiting here right now. There's always a group of people right at the front. They get here first thing in the morning. Hold on, we have an announcement coming in here. So we will unfortunately have announcements coming in throughout our broadcast today. We are live here in the 3D Experience Playground, so there's a lot of exciting things going on here. So they are going to open the doors here. It's always really exciting to see our customers' enthusiasm to come to 3D Experience World each year. We can even, from where we're located right now, I can actually hear the music queuing up from general session right now.
Yeah.
It's rumbling a little bit off into the distance there. So they're going to be really, I think all these customers and partners are going to be really delighted with, all the exciting stuff that's going to be happening here this morning at general session. I think they're going to be pleasantly surprised by a completely new experience for them.
Right. And there's a reason why everybody's crammed up right here against the doors. You want a front row seat to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, I just hope that the guy that's in the front that's turned around. He's back facing the right way. I assumed he was going to get trampled, so we didn't want to see that.
Sure. Oh, look at this. They're getting ready. It's
got
literally
the sprint stance going on. I like that.
It is a run. They want those front row seats. And there they go.
And they're off.
They're off on the inside here. Yeah. All right. I think they're going to send the cameras over to here, and they're going to have a bit of a pre-show in general session this morning. So we will be back with you here shortly. I think we're going to be joining the crowd coming into general session.
Dancing with somebody show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about me now. Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye? Though it took some time to survive you, I'm better on the other side. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So, if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody,
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to The Morning Works. I'm your host, Tracy B. Wilson, and I'm thrilled to be with you this morning. I've been with you at SolidWorks World the last couple of years, and I am so happy to be here in Nashville with the newly expanded 3D Experience World. It's amazing to see so many of you in the room already, and a big shout out and hello to all of you who are watching with us at SolidWorks Live. Well, we think of the Morning Works as a little pre-show before the big show, the general session, which will begin at about 8:30. And I hope you are ready to be inspired, not just this morning, but over the next 3 days, because you are the future. You are the ones who are making the difference. So thank you so much for being with us at 3D Experience World. Now, my goal this morning is to make sure you know what's new this year and that all you first-timers know exactly where to go and what to do. So whether you're a SolidWorks user, joining us from IQMS WWorks, a student, an entrepreneur, or Jason, that engineer that I met on the plane, we have got something for you. So the first thing I'd like to do is, as you may know, we like to start our days with a little bit of fun, and today is no different. So I'm going to start things off with my friend, you may know him as the Wave Guy. Please welcome Joe Lance. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm so great. Now, Joe, you and I met a few years ago when I started with SolidWorks World when it was in LA, and at that time it was a theater in the round.
Yes.
You started the Wave then, and it's become somewhat of a tradition.
Whoever thought the wave would become a thing? But then here we are.
Well, what do you think is important about the energy that this brings and the energy you help bring out of everyone on this amazing Monday morning?
Get everyone comfortable, get everyone relaxed, and be able to enjoy themselves, because it's all about having a good time. And if you're not having a good time at 3D Experience, it's your fault. Sorry, guys.
That's right. Well, Joe, I don't know if you saw this or not, but people, they come in, they know the wave is happening. I actually started a little wave. I saw it going on a little bit over there. But I think what we should do is send you out into the audience and make sure we really get this wave going this
I
morning.
love it. I think we can do it. Let's give
Are
it a
you
try.
ready?
Let's give it
All
a
right.
run.
Get
All
on
right.
out there. All right, I hope you're ready. Joe Lance of the Wave coming right at you right now on The Morning Works.
Okay, guys, we're going to get this wave thing going. This crowd right here, the first section here. I'm going to give a test right next door, but we're coming back to you. These guys think they got it, but we know better, right? Because we're going to come back and we're going to show them up. But I need your help. You cannot let me down. At 3D Experience World, what do? We rock this place. Let's go, let's go. Okay, guys, are we ready? Are we ready? Show me what you got on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Tracy, what do you think?
There it is. I mean, I think that's okay, Joe, but I think, now that we know the middle can stand up and cheer, they can do the wave. We're going to see those hands. Whatever you can do. Start on the side. Let's do the whole room. Let's see the whole room can do it.
Okay, but that, to me, guys, that was pretty weak. Let's try it again, and we're going to go to the
Yeah.
left. One more time. Test run. Everyone pay attention, because we're coming to you. Got some gifts going. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Okay, guys, over here. I'm
right.
back to you. Now tell me what you got. Are we ready? Are we ready?
Starting over
On
here.
the count of
whole
3,
room.
we're going to keep it rolling. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Okay, next group right here. Next group right here. Keep it going. Keep it going. Let's go. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, Tracy, that wasn't too bad. What do you think?
I think that was all right, especially for a Monday morning. Now, here's the thing, Joe. I think we're going to have a little bit of time, hopefully, to come back to you one more time during the morning works, maybe even 2, to get in another wave. And I think even there will be prizes.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, thank you so much. Well, okay, first timers, if you haven't been to the Hive yet, that's where you're going to find all the things that you need to know to make 3D Experience World the best experience possible. It's a great place to meet fellow attendees, and they have the best icebreaker buttons, by the way. I have this one. It says, I nerd out for office supplies. If you know me, that is the truth. So go get your button over at the Hive. Nice little icebreaker, nice way to talk to each other and find out what's what and meet your fellow attendees. Now, there's also a lot that is new in 2020. First off, the Partner Pavilion is now the playground, and there is a lot to explore in the playground. First, there is the 3D Experience for Good area, where you get the opportunity to participate in all the great work that this community does. Now, you need to visit every day because there's going to be something in store for you every day. Like today, on Monday, you can see the live hackathon presentations. Vote for teams presenting their designs for the LN4 Mark II prosthetic hands. Now, Tuesday is the day that you get to build the LN4, and the hand kits will be there, and also you can vote for the presentations from Monday. Now, Wednesday, we build the ECGAR kits. Every kid gets a robot, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that tomorrow. So that's a little preview. Now, all that can be found in the 3D Experience for Good area of the playground. Now, also in the playground, we have the XR Zone with all sorts of AR, VR, mixed reality, lots of activities where you can test drive leading edge technology, and you can meet the people behind them. Now, moving on to the shop floor in the playground, you will see the BioDAP VersaFoot 2. You learned how it's being machined and manufactured, and the whole story is being told in the DS booth. And we're going to meet VersaFoot's inventor, Mike Schultz, later this morning with John Paulo in general session, and I hope you are ready to be inspired. Now, another exciting part of this event that you'll find in the playground is a crowd favorite. It is Model Mania, now in its 21st year. So to talk a little bit about what's happening this year, please welcome my guests, Mark Schneider and Michael Steves. Good morning,
Hey,
gentlemen. Hello. Hey,
good
Mark.
morning.
Hey, Michael. Now, we know that Model Mania, it's a crowd favorite every single year. Now in its 21st year. Tell us a little bit about what's different this year and what we can expect.
So Model Mania this year, we have the traditional SolidWorks Model Mania Challenge like we've done for many, many years, but we also have this year a 3D Experience Challenge. And Michael's looking after that. So Michael, tell us a little bit about the 3D Experience Challenge.
So I've participated in the SolidWorks Challenge for a number of years. Whew. Every time I think about it, I get a little stressed out, Mark.
Sorry.
You don't make it easy.
Sorry.
I'm here to make it easy. So we're using the 3D Experience platform. We have a 3D Experience Challenge this year in 2020. And it's really easy. You come to the Model Mania booth, you'll see 4 computers there. They're open. It's not a closed door challenge for this competition.
Okay.
And it's community driven. So what that means is you're just gonna come up, you're gonna model a simple part. From there, you can modify it however you'd like. You can assemble it, you can use XDesign to do so, you can use Xshape to do some sub-D modeling. And from there, when you're ready, when you think you got something really cool, something that the community is really gonna like, you post it to the 3D Experience World community. And you can go there, solidworks.com/3xw20. You can view some of the posts that some of the people submitted yesterday, and there's more to come.
What about prizes, Michael?
Oh, there's
Where are
prizes, just like the prizes you
I
have.
heard there were prizes.
So we have prizes for both the SolidWorks Challenge and for the 3D Experience Challenge. So really great gift card prizes. But if you participate and post your model to the community in the 3D Experience Challenge, you also get a t-shirt. Everybody loves a t-shirt, right?
Everyone loves a t-shirt. Now, when and how will we find out who does the best? Who are the winners? Where does that come into play?
So on Wednesday, in the partner playground,
Yep.
in the certified partner theaters, another big sign that's up there. If you're looking for the Model Mania booth, it has a big sign hanging from the ceiling, easy to find. But right next to it is a certified partner theater. So in that partner theater on Wednesday at 12:30 is when we're giving away prizes.
Fantastic. Now, all experience levels can participate?
Absolutely. You can just walk up, we kind of make it like a hands-on test drive. You're supposed to walk away thinking, well, that was easy.
If you're an experienced SolidWorks user, you might want to try the SolidWorks Challenge. Even if you haven't played with any of the 3D Experience product like XDesign or Xshape, you can still do it over there because there'll be coaches to guide you through and make sure that you're successful and make a really cool post.
All right, thank you. Yeah, we want to make sure everyone is successful. Fantastic. Well, Mark and Michael, we'll see you in Modelmania in the playground, and best of luck to all of you who are competing in Modelmania.
See you all in the
Fantastic.
playground. Yeah.
See you in the playground. Wonderful. Thanks, gentlemen. And if you haven't done Modelmania, this is absolutely your opportunity. Head on over to the playground. You'll find them. Now, also, if you're following along on social media, you know it is hashtag 3DXW20, 2020, 3DXW20. Now, the app is an excellent way also. If you're thinking, how do I get around? What do I do? Of course, download that 3D Experience World app. You all got one of these fantastic booklets as well, if you prefer paper over the app. Either way, we have all sorts of literature, all sorts of apps, every way that you can know how to make the best of your experience here at 3D Experience World. Speaking of social media, of course, I'm going to give one more shout out to everyone who's watching along on SolidWorks Live. I hope you are having fun. Maybe next year you'll be with us here in person at 3D Experience World. But for right now, I'm glad you're following along at home or at work or in the car, wherever you may be, as long as you're safely watching us online. All right, well, let's talk about the parties. Oh yes, there are, of course, parties. Tonight, the networking reception is in the playground from 6 to 8 p.m., and then tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we have the Bash on Broadway. And if you're joining us for the first time, these are excellent ways not only to have a great time, but to be a part of the community. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Now, another crowd favorite that we've had in previous years that we're going to do a little bit differently this year is our technology preview. So my next guest will explain a little bit about what we can expect this year. So please welcome Kurt Anliker.
Tracy, woo.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm so fantastic. This is wonderful. We're having a great time already, and it's just the very beginning of Monday morning.
I know, it's
and
just
we're
Monday
already
morning.
having fun.
Yeah.
Now, I know that in prior years, the technology preview has come with these really fun videos, funny, hilarious, but also really detailed with your incredible work. And I hear rumor you're doing something a little bit different this year. So tell us about that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun with these over the years. I think we got you in the fun a couple of years ago, if memory
next
serves.
Top modeler, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. So this year, we wanted to bring it even closer to the users. So we're going to do pop-up sessions in user breakout sessions.
Right.
So we're literally just going to pop up and do a quick technology preview, and that's it.
You're just going to surprise us.
Just going to surprise you, starting this afternoon.
Starting this afternoon.
Absolutely.
Now, are you allowed to give me a preview of the preview?
Absolutely not. No way.
No way.
No way. But here's what's fun. Don't worry if you're not in the session that we pop up in, because it's all going to be broadcast on SolidWorks Live. You can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the all the places.
I love it.
It's going to be great. We're going to have fun, and we'll see you back here in a few days, and we'll see how we go.
And I think you're going to come back with me here on the Morning Weeks on Wednesday and talk a little bit about the highlights from the last couple of days.
Exactly. We'll share with everybody what's going on. But if you miss it, live.solidworks.com. Check it out.
Fantastic. All right, Chris,
Awesome.
well, we will see you on Wednesday morning.
Thank you, Tracy.
And popping up all over the place here at 3D Experience World. Wonderful. Now, if you want early access to our technology, I've got a word for you about our SolidWorks beta program. Running from June to mid-September, the beta program is open to all customers on active subscription, resellers, and partners. The beta program is critical to the success of the software. Now, in total, more than 2,000 people were involved in testing SolidWorks 2020, and these 7 beta program contest winners are the best in their areas of expertise. So let's give a shout out, let's give a congratulations to Anoop, Bettina, Mahindra, Charlie, Shijio, Kalpesh, and Ty. Congratulations and thank you for what you've been doing. And now at this time, we're going to check in on SolidWorks Live and check in with Jeremy and Mark and see what they're up to this morning in the studios.
Hi Tracy. Hey, thanks, Master Chief. We'll see you tomorrow during general session.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're getting ready for general session, but I saw a little something happening there. I think is that for tomorrow?
Yeah, Tracy, we're going to be, we'll check in with Master Chief tomorrow. But yeah, we're having a great time this morning. We kicked off a little bit early, and we've been kind of watching you here at general session, myself and Mark Peterson. How's it going there in general session?
It's going so fantastic, and I know people can follow along with you all day, but to be honest, we are already getting right here, right now, to start our first general session. We are so excited, so I know we're going to check in with you a little bit later, but right now, I think we are getting ready to begin our countdown to 3D Experience World 2020.
To be human is to dream. But here, we are dreamers and we are doers.
I want to fly.
I did.
I want to have superpowers.
And now I do.
Io voglio correre sull'acqua.
I just did.
I want to change the world.
And today, we are.
We are dreaming more boldly than ever before. We are creating new possibilities, preserving what matters most, harmonizing products, nature, and life. We will never stop dreaming, because what we do today will define tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome SolidWorks Chief Executive Officer, 3D Experience Works, Dassault Systèmes, Gianpaolo Bassi.
%100 design with SolidWorks. 100% an amazing experience. Send it back to Boston. This is part of my job description, really. I put it on my expense report. Sorry. To be human is to dream. But to be human is also to work very hard to make dreams come true. This is what we do. This is why we are here. And we have been turning dreams into reality for many years. But one question that we want to answer here at World is how do the things that we create truly reflect and improve our lives? How our things improve human life and human experience? Very important question to answer. So welcome to 3D Experience World, a new and expanded and truly authentic SolidWorks experience. Welcome to all our SolidWorks community. Welcome to Delmia Works for the first time part of our event. Welcome to Enovia. Welcome to Simulia. We are all part of the Works community because we are adding the superpowers of the SoSystem brands to the SolidWorks DNA. Thank for all of you to be here. And thank you to all the sponsors. In particular, I'd like to thank the platinum sponsors, Dell, HP, Lenovo. Thank you to you, and thank you to every other sponsor for helping us make this amazing event happen. Over the next few years, yes, they deserve an applause. Thank you. Thank you. Over the next few days, we will learn what being part of the Works community really means. It means find ways to grow professionally, to learn, to build new relationships, be inspired to make your dreams come true and go build a better world for all of us. Come here to get energy, to be energized to make it happen. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you someone that inspires and energizes all of us on a daily basis. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chairman and CEO of Dassault Systèmes, Monsieur Bernard Charlès.
Good morning. Thank you, Gianpaolo. It's a wonderful opening, wonderful show. I love you guys. I love this community. Thank you for joining us for this great collection of days where you are going to discover a lot and hopefully dream even more to realize your own dreams. You know what? In the last 25 years, I have seen you growing this community, this vibrant community, to create things never done before. Congratulations for that. You are powered by SolidWorks. Congratulations for everything you do every day. It's always inspiring to come together and discover not only the value that you bring, as Gianpaolo said, to people, to make things more affordable for more people, more sustainable. We have put a lot of thought observing this vibrant community with Gianpaolo and team and thinking about what can we do with you next? How can we prepare your future so you will be empowered to realize bigger dreams? This is about the future. And this is about SolidWorks world becoming 3D experience world. In one way, you have moved from flat drawings to 3D. We want to give you the possibilities to move from 3D to life experiences, to virtual twin experiences, to really transform the way you do your business. Everyone here is thinking about the future of your company, the future of your job. The workforce of the future is about redefining those roles and those jobs. So welcome to 3D Experience World, because this is the place in the world where we are talking about the future and building the future together. You know, as Gianpaolo said, the question about the relevancy of what we do every day has to be associated with the human value we bring in the business. So the only progress is human, and that's what is our purpose.
can we safeguard our most precious resource?
¿Cómo podemos crear un mundo energéticamente positivo?
क्या हम 100% सस्टेनेबल उद्योग की कल्पना कर सकते हैं?
كيفاش مكلنا نتحكموا أحسن على الصحة في المستقبل؟
أنو دقي دقاني إن باوي لير تأسيفا إن قردمان أجددي.
Wie können wir in der Zukunft nachhaltig besser konsumieren?
城市如何能够适应我们不断增长的需求
Comment pouvons-nous nous déplacer dans le monde entier sans nuire à l'environnement?
Como é que podemos construir o futuro entendendo o passado?
The only progress is human. Dassault Systèmes.
For us, the big idea, the primary driver of the 21st century innovation is as a name. And it's really about being the catalyst and enabler for an industry renaissance. You have been showing the way in all the projects you have been doing. And our ambition is even more precise. It's to empower new categories of innovators, creating new categories of experiences, revealing new categories of consumers, more sustainable. And you see here an incredible list of innovators around the world, and we continue to expand on many of those projects. You have done them. It's your projects. There are so many startups, innovators changing the rules of the game. It's happening here and now, and this is about creating the future together. And the future calls to put things in life, to use the virtual twin experience in context of life. So we are opening a new world of possibilities, and Gianpaolo and team will reveal to you during the next 3 days what this is about. It's about new performance, it's about new offering, it's about being able to do design, create things just out of your pocket or from any tablet, from anywhere. The 3D Experience Platform is about that, the power of communities coming together, revealing imagination and translating imagination to reality.
As a systems engineer, I work here doing stuff like this, and it's awesome. Today, I've got approximately 2 minutes to tell you about our 3D Experience platform and show you how it's amazing for your 3D projects. So, let's get to the basics. What is the 3D Experience platform? Explanation: it's a platform that gives you access to a catalog of applications, or apps, like the kids say these days. These apps allow you to design, simulate, inform, and collaborate on a project. Got it? Good. Let's imagine you want to build a hoverboard. There's going to be more than one person working on your project. For example, engineer, programmer, marketer, mechanical designer. Before, you used to work like this. No more, now that you can work on a 3D Experience platform. Oh yeah, the platform looks like this. It's pretty cool. First things first, you need to create your personalized dashboard. It's your own pimped out working environment. Then you can invite your friends and colleagues to hang out. Kind of like a video game party. Here we go! Except it's for work. From there, you can finally begin your working journey using the most incredible toolbox ever created. And inside, you won't find this, or this, or this. but rather multiple apps designed to help you collaborate on the project at hand. Every job position receives their own personalized package and therefore applications. For example, if you're an engineer, like this guy, you'll find all the apps you need to virtually simulate your hoverboard. And of course you'll have access to all the necessary collaborative applications that make it feel as if you're in the same room, without having to be in the same room. To resume, you can work on your project from anywhere, on any device. Got it? Good. With the 3D experience, everything is stored on the cloud. Not this cloud, this cloud. Which means that you can never lose anything, and anyone can access the latest version of a project at any time in total security. Which means you'll never have to listen to this sentence again. Yeah, which version is a good version? Is it master good, good final, or final master good? It also means that you can share what you want with who you want and keep what you want to keep private, well, private. Thanks to these project management tools, each individual can share their agendas and progress. And because Dassault Systems is present in every industry...
Charles, wonderful product. Where can I sign to invest?
The 3D Experience platform is the solution you'll use for the rest of your career. So you might as well start using it now. Look at all the business opportunities it presents. Got it? Good. You want to create your own design, challenge yourself? Click on this link right here to subscribe. Right there. You just click it. Take your mouse, go over, and you just tick right there. Good job. I'm proud of you. This was fun.
This is fun. This is for people. This is for people. This is for people who want to buy, to use, to learn, to start their business. This is really transforming the way we consume, the way we educate, the way we build entrepreneurship. And you have a few illustrations here. The good illustration, we even have seen now millions of consumers creating their own design for their own home, and they are becoming influencers. Now it's your turn, because think about it. More than 15 million people are creating their design of their home with this quality of output. Can you do it yourself? I'm sure you can. But think about the implication of that. The implication of that is that they are becoming influencers, providing incredible visibility about the new products that they want to have in their homes. So it's upside down. Consumers are becoming the major influencer of the future of the industry. Not only that, startups, all the great innovators are also using the same platform with the 3D Experience Lab. Look at the few things that were realized which are amazing, including flying solar. Let's see it. we have learned so much with those innovators, creating new categories of products for new categories of consumers. It's changing, it's a game changer for the industry renaissance. So the question is, how do we train the workforce of the future? How do you use the experience platform to learn on how experience are becoming the primary source of knowledge and know-how? This is something which is so profound that we are building a universe for education. Let's have a quick watch about what it is.
Hey there, have you noticed? We're in the midst of an industrial renaissance. Every day, we're exploring new ways of inventing, designing, producing, and exchanging. Thank you for the class. You continuously have to learn, acquire new skills, and stay ahead of the competition. So, it's time to check out the all-new Dassault Systems Learning Experience. A new approach combining knowledge and know-how to become proficient in multiple domains, such as business and industry innovation, end-to-end infrastructure projects, additive manufacturing, lean manufacturing and cyber-physical systems, digital healthcare, and biomedical engineering. Areas that will change the game in companies like this. Or like that. Get ready to take a course co-designed with industry experts, like her, to learn anywhere, anytime, like right here. Or here. Or here. With him.
Hi there.
Learn by doing with a 3D experience platform by accessing tons of learning experiences to obtain industry-recognized qualifications. Ooh, and to boost your personal profile. Building the workforce of the future starts today with you. So jump in with Dassault Systems' new learning experiences. What are you waiting for?
So the ultimate of knowledge is experience. The ultimate of know-how is 3D experience. And that's why 3D experience world and 3D experience for SolidWorks is really opening up a gigantic future for you. More possibilities. In the next 3 days, you are going to discover that with Gianpaolo's team at the playground, and you're going to see how close it is to becoming a reality for all of your businesses. I would like to conclude with another dimension, the last dimension of it. A few months ago, we invested over $6 billion to really expand from things to life, because we believe that harmonizing product, nature, and life calls for better understanding of life to have a more sustainable world. If you think about it, we are about 27 molecules. You all, 27. This one is 57. A lot of things to learn about biology and science. 27, 57. Think about it. The world is going to change in the 21st century, and it's going to be different. Let's look at a project where we have demonstrated that medtech connected to life science can deeply change the standard of care.
These novel biologic solutions, dosed with connected, wearable, and reusable delivery devices, are transforming the patient experience by shifting the point of care from the clinic to the patient's home. Named for the Greek goddess of recovery, IASO is a showcase for the life cycle of a combination product in oncology. From upstream thinking through commercialization, IASO demonstrates the value that Dassault Systèmes and the 3D experience can deliver to stakeholders challenged with bringing innovation to market in the form of combination products and transforming the patient experience. The IASO showcase features collaborative design, delivering market and competitive intelligence to prototyping and validation, therapeutics design and development, accelerating drug design with unified predictive science, device design and development, leveraging 3D design, collaborative engineering, and simulation, manufacturing excellence, reimagining engineering operations and commercialization, and enterprise operational excellence, featuring the 3D experience as a platform to expedite product innovation and manage regulatory and quality activities, providing a true 360-degree view of the product.
Never done before. What do you think? Experience is human. You might have heard on I believe in you. I believe in what you do every day from that standpoint. I'm so pleased to have this last conclusion to talk about Magic Wheelchair, an incredible program that we want to present to you for those of you who are not aware about this great program. Let me invite on stage Christine Getman, Director of Magic Wheelchair, and Xinglu Lama, SolidWorks User Experience Design Director. Welcome, my friends. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you.
Welcome, Xinglu.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the warm welcome. We're so proud to be able to share with you the story of the Magic Wheelchair experience. In fact, I'm going to start with Christine, and if you could maybe share with us what Magic Wheelchair is and what it means to be involved in such a project.
So Magic Wheelchair is a nonprofit organization originally founded in Oregon, and we build epic costumes for kids in wheelchairs at no cost to families. But what we deliver goes beyond just one wheelchair costume. We are taking a seemingly simple mission and bringing together unlikely communities and builders. We're raising awareness for rare diseases, and my favorite part is we are giving children the experience to have epic inclusion. Now what that means is more than just being a part of the fun. It means letting kids with disabilities have their ideas and their voices heard, seen and heard, and validated for the right reasons, bringing their imaginations to life. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, when a young person with a disability is heard and validated and respected, they can go pretty far in life, maybe even be an executive director of a large charity.
Absolutely.
Wow. Xinglu, I dream to go in those vehicles. Are they crash verified?
Oh my goodness. Potentially, some of those designers have access to Simulia and SolidWorks simulation, so I'm sure they could test it. But absolutely, these are weatherproof. They can be outdoors in rain, especially on those cold Halloween days, nights. So yeah, they're absolutely durable.
And I mean, let's be honest, we have 8-year-old boys speeding in their wheelchairs. They're pretty resilient. You can crash a dinosaur and it's okay.
Right.
So, you know, you see the kids smile on how much they dream and they enjoy this experience. Tell us more about the project. Where are you going next on this project?
Absolutely. Well, we should basically talk about actually our relationship. So we've known each other maybe 2-3 years. I was joking, like 2 3/4 year. And I think between that time, the Dassault System and Magic Wheelchair relationship has flourished. So would you mind telling us about some of the milestones that we've kind of hit along the way?
It's really been an incredible organic relationship that's grown from when we first met you at, I think it was a Maker Faire?
Yes.
And then it's developed into actually having a sponsorship from the 3D Experience Lab. So now, when a volunteer signs up to build a Magic Wheelchair with us, not only do they receive the support and the program guides that we give them, but they have access to the 3D Experience platform and all of the tools that go along with that, which is just an incredible way to thank our volunteer builders and show them that we really value their time.
And I know beyond the 3D Experience Lab, we've also had a great generous grant from La Fondation. Could you talk more about that as well?
Absolutely. So as we've grown our programs, we've had a few moments to experience kids being on the volunteer build teams. And let me tell you, kids helping kids is my most favorite model of all. So we partnered with La Fondation and applied for a grant to turn a Magic Wheelchair build project into curriculum. So now we're empowering educators to give their students a way to give back. We're teaching kids at a young age not only all of the skills that go along with building a magic wheelchair, but we're showing them what it's like to have empathy, and that can change the world.
Absolutely.
That can change the world.
Exactly. So naturally, as you can see, of course, when the DS team in Boston saw all this and learned about Magic Wheelchair, we just thought, you know, we have to be part of this. So our team just basically knocked on, like pound on their door and asked to please build one ourselves. And I'd like to show you guys a little bit about that. And so a group of us in the Boston campus pulled together, and we got to use the very tools that we actually develop in R&D to help design these costumes for our first kiddo. And it was actually just a culmination of using our software and using the 3D Experience Lab as a facility to really fabricate. And as you can see, we had lots of fun putting it all together. And we not only got to use the things we were developing, but many aspects of the platform. We got to play it out and experience it as if we were our users going through that journey of using the platform. So it was a really good experience for us to really understand what's out there. And every day as we worked on this, we grew more and more proud of what we were making in more ways than one, you know, the software as well as the design. So you can see at the reveal, it was just completely emotional and a huge emotional paycheck for us. And of course, at the end of the whole thing, we're exhausted. But almost the next day, we're like, so when are we doing the next one? So, you know, it was very much something that we wanted to continue. And I want to jump really quickly to this because this is why I'm up here. A year ago, I met this crazy crew of characters. Right here from the left to the right, we have Kirby Downey, Luke Daly, we have Sean Fields, we also have Johnny Harrison and Matt Long, who you will see in a minute. They just kind of, you know, found me and said, hey, Magic Wheelchair, we would love to do something with you. How about in the next conference next year, we do a multi-build together and do a giant reveal. And I asked all of the folks that make the decisions, and they say, yeah, why not? Worst thing, you guys fail, and it'll also be funny to videotape. So at this point, we're like, yes, let's do it. So I would love to share with you. We did actually do a reveal yesterday. If you didn't get to share it with us, you get to watch the video now. Let's take a look.
Kids from all around deserve to enjoy themselves, and especially kids who have got mobility access.
3, 2, 1, go! Awesome! How cool is that?
Thank you so much. I mean, yes, it's a blessing.
We're all excited children as well.
Wow. Experience is human.
Yes.
What an adventure.
So we know that your busy schedule prevented you from actually being there with us in person, so I actually have a treat for you today.
Oh my God.
And we would love to have you as our guest.
Wow.
So here's our Be Our Guest costume brought in by Matt Long and Jessica Long. And as you can see, this is our, thank you very much, Beauty and the Beast theme build. And the wheelchair would be mounted here, as you saw in the video. And please, if you want to poke, there's a button there that plays music.
Oh, wow. Be careful, guys.
These are all 3D printed. Although I know it looks like a porcelain.
Should I push the button?
Yes. Oh, I don't know. Does it work? You might have turned it off. No, maybe it was a feedback issue.
It was a feedback issue.
Oh,
Okay. I'm pushing the button, guys.
So we turned it off, actually.
This is 3D printed.
Yep.
Wow.
So we have a second costume, and we're going to have it come in now. We have Christian Begg from Bowhead Corp.
Look at this. Look at this.
Thank you so much. So I want to give you a little bit of a background while you investigate. Please do, Bernard. enjoy?
You know, you asked me to push the button. I would have liked to drive this.
We got lots of buttons.
There are buttons there too. You can go ahead and try it out.
Yeah.
Can you show
I
off
see
some of
that
the
you
buttons?
have a belt, huh?
We've got, come push. We got lots of buttons for you.
No, I will rehearse before because.
Well, you can always try it out at the playground. Too.
Yeah, absolutely. We
So-
go on the playground to see that.
Yeah.
I would love to give a little bit of background to this. I'm going to say for the first time in Magic Wheelchair history, I could say maybe, we've actually built a costume directly onto the wheelchair itself. So this is completely integrated. And this piece is actually built on top of the bowhead reach, which is actually hidden somewhere inside of here. But as you can see up there, this is a completely SolidWorks designed product. Extremely, I wouldn't even call it a wheelchair. It's a recreational outdoor
It's
adventure
amazing.
machine.
Yeah,
Right.
indeed. Look at this. Wow.
I would love to have Christian talk a little bit more about, how did this brainchild come to be?
Yeah, so 3 years ago, I was sort of introduced to the SolidWorks community, and I was flown out to Boston. I met Luke Daly from JJ Industries, and he was this crazy guy from the UK who made Star Wars stuff. And right away, he saw our bike, and I saw what he did, and we were like, this thing needs to be a speeder bike one day. And lo and behold, 3 years later, we get the call, and Magic Wheelchairs wants a costume, and we thought, what a perfect opportunity to trick SolidWorks into paying for a speeder bike. So
The power of imagination.
Yeah, and it really was a great marriage of, we had this crazy complex bike that leans and it's got suspension, and we wanted to put a crazy costume that was fully functional on top of it. So it was a dream SolidWorks task.
Yeah, so as part of this incredible build, not only is Jacob, who's our champion kiddo, getting the costume, but Bowhead has generously donated also the adventure bike or wheelchair in addition, so he gets to have both.
Yeah.
Soon in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
So a lot of the huge amount of community support in this effort, especially at the 11th hour when shipping was missing, pieces were missing. We had a call like within 24 hours. We have folks from Xometry in DC who basically printed it and overnighted it, so we were able to add all the details on. We have folks locally.
Chat Lab Makerspace. Yep.
And even the mobile Fab Lab right next door to the booth was able to lend us a few bits to drill some holes that we were like, oh, tools, we needed tools. So yeah, that was a really great job, just symbolizing the community that's so close and just a common goal. So to kind of wrap this up, and I know we have so much to talk about, but I invite you all, and thank you very much for letting us share this epic story, but I invite all of you to come to the playground and visit the Magic Wheelchair booth, where you can talk to the builders, the Magic Wheelchair staff, learn about how you can volunteer, and perhaps you might want to sign up and make a build of your own. And when you do, after that very first build, and you get to present it to the kiddo, perhaps, just perhaps, more than one life would be changed that day. So thank you
Congratulations. Congratulations. On Christine and Chen-Lu, I have a surprise for you. You turn, don't you want to have a selfie with all the crowd in the back here?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do that.
We have to turn around selfies.
I love selfies, yes.
Yes.
Are you ready, guys? I must not screw up with the picture, huh?
Get to see my
Ready? Go. That will be for you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the
Thank you. Okay.
3D Experience World and have a good 3 days.
You want me to
Back
turn
to
it?
you.
Are gonna check it?
Incredible. Thank you so much, Bernard. Thank you to Magic Wheelchair, and thank you for this inspiring morning already from Bernard by showing us the heart in technology. Incredible. This is amazing. Be Our Guest, one of my favorite movies. Oh, that's exciting. Well, if you haven't yet visited the Magic Wheelchair, let me tell you, all you have to do is go into the playground. They are immediately to the right. And for a small donation, you can pick up some amazing badge flair. There's the light side, the dark side, maybe a little donation, maybe one of each. But if you'd like to stay involved and you'd like to meet them, they are just incredible. So please check out Magic Wheelchair in the Partner Pavilion. Well, So now let's tell you what's in store for 3D Experience Works and how it will enable you to be champions of the future. So please welcome back to the stage, Gianpaolo.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Bernard. If you truly want to see what it means for a dream to come true, you should have seen the smile on those kids yesterday when we revealed their costume. That's truly heartwarming. It was an amazing experience. Last year, we talked about a new industry renaissance. We characterize it as a deep transformation of society, of industry, made possible by wider access to knowledge, know-how, and technological advances. Today, what we see, just like in the 15th century, a flurry of new ideas, new priorities, new dreams, that are once again happening at the convergence of science, art, and technology. Now, why am I saying art? Because today we are aiming higher than functions. We want beautiful and truly human experiences. And you know what? Art can help us get there. Isn't it a beautiful human experience? Today, there are innovations like pervasive computers, computational power everywhere, at the core of the data center, at the edge, on our wearables, seeming limitless data storage and network connectivity, digital networks, 5G. So we believe that the convergence of science, art, and technology is supercharged. It is global. It is affecting anyone. And if captured, it opens new possibilities never available before. Opportunities to dream larger, to explore further. And this is exactly why we are here together today and in the next couple of days. We have been preparing for this moment for a long time. We truly believe that you are at the forefront of a supercharged convergence of science, art, and technology. Why am I saying that? Because look at this amazing crowd. We have here artists, business leaders, entrepreneurs, students, makers, surfers, influencers, inventors, students, engineers, educators. We want to do more than just design things. I think it was very evident on stage a few minutes back. We want to see the link between the things that we invent and real life. This link is very important to you, is very important to all of us. This is why last year we started the most daring and impressive expansion of the SolidWorks portfolio, 3D Experience Works. We selected the most powerful applications from Simulia, Enovia, Delmia Works, and soon also CATIA, to give you superpowers, extend and improve what you can already do on our portfolio. We want to help you do better design, better simulation, better manufacturing, collaboration, governance, and management. Today, there are dozens of applications in the platform. Applications are bite-sized. They are small. There are many, yes, but they are focused on specific tasks. Why did we do that? Because we want you to use only what you need. And you will find it here. And then you will pay for only what you use. Applications are very well organized in roles. So it's easy to find what you need. What is a role? A role is a job description, is what you do in real life. Why didn't we call what we did role? It makes a lot of sense. You think what you do, and then you will find all the tools for you to get your job done. 3D Creator is a role. You create 3D things. So this is the role for you. 3D Sculpture is a role. It includes X shape. You want to create organic shapes. You are a digital sculpture. So here is all what you need for your amazing creations. Roles are the set of apps that are necessary for you to do your job. And by adopting roles, you will be a technology champion in your company. Throughout history, the efficiency introduced by innovations always ended up freeing time and money for people so that they could spend more focus, invest more into discovering, thinking, inventing, exploring. We believe that very similarly to happen throughout history, 3D Experience Works will free up for you time and money so that you can invest more in innovation. Now, how does 3D Experience Works give you more time? On the platform, everything and everybody is connected. There are no gaps in the creative process. There are no starts and stops between stages. Simulate, design, service, manage, manufacture, concept. Everything is connected and integrated. You can share developments in real time with your teams, your clients, your vendors. With 3D Experience Works, separate and disconnected linear processes become a continuous loop. Information on every aspect of what you do, on every aspect of your products and your processes is readily available, up to date, to the people that are concerned with. So it takes less time to get things done. And this will free up time for you to invent and create new things. So 3D Experience Works saves you time because of connection and integration. It also saves you time because of automation. For the first time, we introduce in the engineering world automation that is powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning. This type of automation takes up tasks that are very time-consuming for you. So your brain power can go to what it is most meant for, which is thinking and creating. Last year, at the end of last year, November 2019, we have released for the first time machine learning capabilities as part of 3D Creator. Yes, 3D Creator that includes the application XDesign is now powered by machine learning. And for the first time, design tasks are automated. We have two functionalities that I want to talk about today. Actually, three. Let's start with two. One is called Selection Helper, and the other one is called Sketch Helper. I want to show you a demo. Let's start with Selection Helper first. So you see here one of our favorite tasks, putting fillets on sharp edges. But what happens here? We have hundreds of sharp edges. But they all have some commonality. There is some geometric reasoning and some previous operation on similar type of objects that can help the machine learning capability that show up as a suggestion dialog box to make the selection just in one click. We like to do fillets, right? So here is another example. So here we have the engine head, and we need to smooth edges there as well. Look, the selection is again powered by machine learning, but learning this time was not complete. Learning suggested only the bottom part of the edges. But you know what? Learning is meant to learn. So you click another edge, the machine is putting in the database a new configuration, and the next time it will save you time without any further instruction. Here is another example. This is Sketch Helper, again in 3D Creator, released in November. Many times, some operations like defining the center point for fixtures is repetitive. And sometimes you cannot do it by using patterns. But artificial intelligence can understand a different type of patterns, can kind of read your mind. Look at this. You cannot do this by doing patterns. But machine learning can propagate this type of operation to the rest of the geometry very intelligently. This is really amazing. First time. Did you know that 3D Creator was powered by artificial intelligence? Well, now you know it. Now, we will release at the end of the year another artificial intelligence-based new functionalities I am very, very proud of. Our R&D lab is absolutely amazing. This invention will make creating assembly a breeze. You know, creating assembly, how painful it is today. If you put a kid in front of a screen, they immediately understand how two things should connect together. But today, we are still limited, actually yesterday, because very soon, we will release Mate Predictor. No, it's not a dating app, okay? Sorry. Okay, perhaps we should have thought a different. Anyway, it's artificial intelligence, and I want to show you. Let's launch the demo, please. Look at this, how natural it is. You just put the parts in proximity of where they should be. Machine learning kicks in, finds the exact location. No more clicking, mating, concentric, similar, mate, flattening, and so on. It's all reading your mind. This is an amazing invention. Congratulations to the R&D team. A big applause, guys, please. As you can see, this is a big step, never possible before. Automation powered by artificial intelligence will save you time. I said that the experience works. It is designed to free up time and money. So where does the money come from? On the platform, we are designing, you are designing with high precision and simulation. Very, very high level of accuracy. So you don't have to waste time and money creating prototypes. You will get your design right at the first attempt. I see this happening over and over again. In addition to that, you can create highly personalized products because you are always connected to the end user. You are always up to date with the latest trend of the market. Yes, 3D Experience Works can do that for you, can alert you of the changes in the market space, can tell you what is happening in the world. Most importantly, keeps you connected with your users, keeps you up to date with the latest description of what people need, the specifications. Therefore, you will have higher customer satisfaction and lower overall cost. This will free up money for you to invest in what matters most, innovation. We will keep adding to the portfolio the most powerful applications that are developed at Dassault Systèmes, year after year. And all the power, as you can expect from us, is enhanced by the ease of use of the SolidWorks DNA. It is our trademark. I want to mention a few new capabilities that will be released in the summer. This is a preview, very exciting stuff, 3 of them. 3D sheet metal creator, 3D pattern shape creator, function-driven generative designer. They are roles. They tell you what they do for you. Let me start with sheet metal designer. This is the same class of applications as 3D creator and 3D sculpture. It runs in a browser. It is world-class sheet metal design. It can happen in any device, anytime. You can expect from it everything that you want from a world-class, production-ready sheet metal application. Relief, cornice, K-factor, everything. I want to show you now something that is very, very interesting. They show also the path to unleash creativity. It's called 3D pattern shape creator. It is a different way to create shapes based on very simple visual programming. Let's run the demo. As you can see here, there are logical elements that are connected by arcs and arrows. You can easily control the parameters to wildly change the geometry and create patterns never possible before. Of course, everything that we do is also mobile. So you can really evaluate drastically different shapes. Your creativity will be fully unleashed. You can think functionally and let the computer do the hard work with geometry. I believe this will help creative thinkers. Also, in the architectural front, this is an amazing curtain wall. You have many customers that design and manufacture these things, the most beautiful buildings in the world. And I believe that this technology will dramatically enhance their creativity. Now I want to show you something that I believe this year will be the most important addition to our portfolio. It's called function-driven generative designer. Now, this is not just a regular optimization. It's not just a regular generative design. The industry is full of this buzzword. But it is truly multi-scenario and multi-physics optimization. First class, nothing else is available like this in the market. And it is available, will be available in the summer in our portfolio. I want to show you a demo. So here is a complex mechanism. Notice the automatic discretization. And now we see here 2 different scenarios. An optimization scenarios for additive manufacturing type of technology and an optimization scenario for subtracting manufacturing type of technology. You see here with beautiful rendering. This is a 3D Excite rendering system that, by the way, will be part of our portfolio very soon as well. But the topology optimization is multi-physics. Here we see at work the automatic design of a duct whose goal is to minimize the pressure drop between inlet and outlet. This geometry is created by the algorithm. And then the designer can put the final touch and do the final verification. There is no recirculation here. Truly optimization based on the science of CFD, computational fluid dynamics. Amazing stuff. As you can see, we have a plan to add incredible creativity and superpowers to the 3D Experience portfolio. Thank you. Thank you. I need a pause. But it is very important to mention one fundamental characteristic of 3D Experience Works, because it is built on the platform. And it is the scalability of this architecture. Many people ask me, why a platform? Why do we need a platform? Well, because a platform gives you potentially infinite scalability. We can extend your capability 1 byte size at a time. And it is virtually limitless. It's like the Apple Store. You have millions of possibilities there. You have millions of possibilities on 3D Experience Works. And in addition to that, this type of architecture speaks the language of your job, your role. And very importantly, as I hope I have demonstrated to you, SolidWorks, the fabled SolidWorks that you know and love today, sits at the core of the 3D Experience Works portfolio. So you can easily and naturally evolve together with us to the future of design at your own pace, based on your own strategy. And we will make very easy for you to explore and take advantage of the superpowers. In fact, today, I have two very important announcements to make. This is the most important part of my presentation. First announcement. In 2020, we will release to the market 3 3D Experience Works offers. Let's look at that. What does this mean? These are 3 offers. They are called Standard, Professional, Premium. So it is easy to you to expect what you see in these offers. Yes, they contain 3D Creator, they contain the future of design, 3D Sculpture and 3D Creator together in the Professional and Premium offers. But put your attention at the 3D Experience SolidWorks. This is the SolidWorks that you use and love today. But it is a superpowered SolidWorks. Why am I saying this? Because it is naturally connected to the platform. It is installed from the platform. All the data are stored on the platform. It is updated from the platform. It just works like an iPhone application. And all your data are automatically updated in the platform. This is problem number 1 of all the customers that I visit worldwide. You know, switching to the next version. This is done automatically. The upgrade of the database of all your parts, the SolidWorks assembly, parts, drawings, simulation that you know very well, will be automatically uploaded. Not only that, I already said it includes the future of design, the mobility, and the artificial intelligence of 3D Creator, of 3D Sculpture. It includes next generation collaboration, collaborative business innovator. And listen to this, data management is embedded. So if you do the math, and you will see the value that we'll declare to the market when these offers will be announced later this year, I think around the summer, you can do the math and you will end up paying less than what we are paying today, comparing function by function. This is truly a revolution, and this is truly a testament of our strong intention to pave the way of the future in the most natural, in the most understandable, and the easiest way for you. I have another announcement to make. Today, and until March the 3rd, for the first time, and at a very special price, and for all existing SolidWorks customers, we will sell online 3D Creator, 3D Sculpture, or the combination of the two. Please go to My SolidWorks. You'll find a way to register, to buy, or to try. It's available now, guys. You can use the QR code. You will find it right away. So, 3D Experience Works saves you time and money by seamlessly connecting application, information, and people. I said information, not data. Data are ugly, are messy. Information talks back to you. This is why we are insisting on going from product to platform, because it can truly transform data into information for you. But let me tell you more about connecting people. The way you do it on the platform is by providing a secure account with very precise access rights to everybody that wants to work with you, inside, outside your company, and everyone that is connected has an always up-to-date view of the various projects. They also have all the tools that are necessary to communicate. They have texting, they have redlining, they even have video conferencing, all in the same place, everywhere, the ability to cross-link everything that you do, processes, products, people, everything connected. This is probably the most important change, the most important revolution that we want to do to help you join the industry renaissance. Now, we truly believe that this will help change people's lives. We truly believe that. We truly believe that technology, science, art will change people's lives. Sometimes life takes unexpected turns in a blink of an eye. And then we face a test of character and resilience. And now I'd like to introduce to you some extraordinary people that will show you how far grit and imagination can take some of us. Let's see the video.
In 2008, I was at the top of my career, and I had a wreck during a competition, and I knew it was bad. It was a compound fracture in my left leg. After a few surgeries, doctors basically told me, we've got a tough decision here. We think it's best to amputate your leg just above the knee in order to save your life. You know, we kind of thought to ourselves, I'm like, now what? I mean, I'm a professional athlete, and I just had my leg amputated. I've always been a problem solver, worked in the shop trying to figure out how things work, and what better thing to focus on than my leg. I started drawing a design, and then figured I had what I needed, and went out to the shop and started cutting parts. And about a week later, I had the first prototype, MotoKnee. And I tell you what, I was like a little kid. I was so excited. At that point, I knew that, you know, this is really gonna work. I'm gonna be able to get out and ride like I normally did.
Please join me in welcoming Paralympic gold and silver medalist, 10 times X Games gold medalist, founder and inventor of Biodapt, Monster Mike Schultz.
Oh, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. So this is my first time here at the SolidWorks conference convention, and I gotta say, impressive. There's so much cool stuff happening in this industry right here, right now. Like, seriously.
Like, why do they call you Monster? It doesn't look to me a monster. You know?
Well, I got a pretty mean face. Now, it actually came from my snowmobile racing days. I had a real aggressive riding style, like always up over the handlebars, you know, just grit my teeth. My wife says it's because I like cookies so much, but, you know.
Okay, so in the video you said something very interesting. Somehow you had the power of imagination. You said, I understood, I got it. It was going to work. How could you say that? What happened after that?
Man, like so much has happened since that day in 2008 when the doctor told me that we were gonna have to amputate my leg. You know, it could have consumed me, but right at that moment, I chose to try and look forward. And, you know, I wanted to make something positive happen out of something so negative. And so I just chose to look forward and fast forward a bit to when I realized that nobody created the equipment that would allow me to get back into the things that I love the most, like motocross. I went to work and I started designing myself a better leg. And 4 months after the injury happened, I had my first moto knee.
4 months.
4 months. Got back on the motocross bike. 7 months after the injury happened, I'm racing on the world stage, Summer X Games Adaptive Supercross, and got a silver medal on a leg I built in my garage.
Amazing.
Pretty wild.
Amazing.
Thank you. And that first summer, I realized what I had been working on was going to help so many others. And so in 2010, I started my company Biodapt with the intent of designing the highest performance lower limb prosthetic equipment. And right now, we've got customers all over the world, ranging from your everyday amputees who just want to get out and do more, to a ton of different veterans getting back in the gym, getting fit, and enjoying life, snowboarding, skiing, stuff like that. And a lot of athletes from around the world, some of which are my direct competitors on the race course.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So tell us, what is so amazing in your design? What is your design process, and what is so specific on these high-performance prosthetics?
Yeah, so basically, there's some really good stuff for everyday equipment for walking around like I got right now. And, the fundamental difference is, thank you. So this one swings as I walk. And this one actually has spring resistance in it that helps it extend, it's like my quadricep muscles. So this system is designed around a Fox mountain bike shock. It's got compressed air in there and hydraulic dampening, and it's all tunable, so I can get on the snowboard, on the motocross bike, and I can tune it all. And what's really unique about this specific design compared to any other sport legs is this linkage system that I came up with that allows it to have full range of motion and a lot of resistance and alignment options.
That's amazing. So, but this was designed by you for you. But your dream now is to scale up and to empower many, many more athletes with this type of devices. How do you scale up? How do you go into scale?
Yeah, that was the tricky part because, I had a 9th grade drafting class experience. And so the original designs were all hand-drawn, pencil paper, rulers, protractors, lots of eraser. That, yeah, thank you. It still happens that way. But, I wanted to make it better for others and more manufacturable. So that's when I got introduced to Jesse and Mark from Center for Advanced Designs. I started working with them before that was CAD, but yeah, they really helped bring my hand drawings into 3D models with SolidWorks.
Okay, so let's get Jesse and Mark on stage. Please welcome Jesse and Mark of CAD, Center for Advanced Design. Hi, Jesse. Thank you to see you again.
Great to see you.
Thank you, Mark.
How are you doing?
Very good. These are all friends. We meet every now and then to dream about the future of design. So, welcome. Tell us what you do at CAD.
Yeah, for sure. So it all started about 10 years ago. Mark and I created a design firm called CAD. It stands for Center for Advanced Design, and we're based out of Minneapolis. And we carved out a niche for ourselves, creating complex surface geometry for the plastics industry.
Yeah, CAD, we use SolidWorks to develop over 1,800 products that are on store shelves and in catalogs all over the world. We design mainly for the marine, power sports, consumer products, and medical device industries.
Yeah, and we got hooked up with Mike. So I grew up racing snowcross and motocross, not at the pro level like Mike. So I obviously knew who he was, but a mutual friend made the connection, and we just jumped at the opportunity to work with him. It's been almost 8 years now.
Long time.
It's a pretty unique relationship when we're in the conference room going over a design review during the week, and then I go home and turn on my TV and watch him live on X Games competing.
Yes, so. Amazing. So a collaboration lasted 8 years now. That's amazing. Tell us, how did your design thinking evolve in those years? Yeah, tell us about that.
Absolutely. So we're constantly evolving, constantly working. We're working on the next generation called the VF2, and a cool thing about that is we're actually building them here today. Sure. You're going to be able to see them being machined live in the shop floor in the playground today.
Oh, really? In the playground? Fantastic. Yeah. Very good.
We also have been leveraging X-Shape and X-Design to create a new cover for his everyday prosthetic that carries the look and the feel of his competition leg. It's kind of a...
Yeah, check this out. Check this out. Yeah, look at this guy.
Wow, wow.
So this is a cover for my everyday leg. But the best part right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. We gotta.
Just showing you. There you go.
I'm a fan of Iron Man, so it
Yeah,
had inspiration
yeah.
from Iron Man and my Moto knee. So awesome technology.
So we enter in the era of augmented superpowers, you know. These guys are amazing. So what I see there is very interesting. I see X-Shape there, 3D Creator. Tell us about that.
Yeah, sure. The 3D sculptor inside X-Shape is amazing. It was just a perfect opportunity to leverage that tool for a complex form like this. And yeah, we're actually using it to jumpstart a lot of the projects that we're working on at CAD.
Oh, really? Was it good to use these things?
Yes, yeah.
Is it an evolution with respect to the past?
Yeah, it's nice because we can focus on the proportions and finesse it as we go. And then it was a great way to quickly get it into a 3D form that I could share with Mike, and we could start iterating back and forth.
Now I have a $1 million question. Backstage, we were discussing your design practice, and you told me that you were using sensors to understand the stress and the strain of the device under big forces during competition. And I was wondering if you are thinking about making sensors and electronics permanent part of your design, of your prosthetics.
Yes, that is definitely a long-term dream for my company, Biodapt, and that would allow me as an amputee to have more control over my prosthesis. So, that's where the evolution is headed. So it's going to be exciting here in the future.
Very good, very good. So now I want to invite on stage someone that can help you there. I'm very pleased to have here an old friend, a very strong and knowledgeable user of SolidWorks, a PhD of the MIT Center for Biomechatronics, part of the Media Lab at MIT, Dr. Matt Kearney. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Thank you for being here. I was showing the amazing videos of your robots, of your crawling robots a few years back. So you have been with us for many years, and you've been inspiring us, and you are really working to explore the future of what is possible, how to extend the human capabilities using technology. So tell us, what is the future of prosthetic design?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole case right now, is we're trying to go to personalized bionics. So it's not just one robot system, or not even just a passive system, but it's a system that actually has full biological range of motion and power capabilities. So the system you see here is my PhD work. I actually took walking data from about 1,000 different gait cycles, fed it into a simulation of the actuators, and spit out component specifications that I then did a search across to find the absolute optimal combination to have minimum energy while still achieving all the performance requirements we wanted. I then did a whole packaging study in SolidWorks and modeled up this entire thing and had it built up. And so you can swap out the springs on the system, so you can tune it to individual users. And it's also a knee and an ankle. So it just goes next generations. How do we actually achieve full biological capabilities and even have a neural interface so you can have direct control of the system, so it becomes an extension of your body.
Oh man, how long before I can test that guy out on the motocross bike? Do we plug that something into my moto knee?
I have wondered if you could just put a motor on the end of it, you could just jump start it that way or something.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, there's all kinds of things we can do, right? Because it's a piece of hardware that you can upgrade as you go. You can change everything out. It's just another tool for you. But as it is, you can come in and you can try this thing. I'd love to get you on it. I think we'll show in a minute. There's also a knee system that's basically the exact same actuator. You just flip it upside down. It's not quite ready for the motocross. And that's the thing, it's one thing to do something in the research lab. It's another thing to actually get it out into the ruggedized environment.
It's amazing. So machines that connect to your brains to extend your capabilities, truly superpower. So actually, it is our intention, and this is what we are doing, to put in the platform the ability to simulate all of that and to connect all of that and to help you design all of this, because I know that this is part of your character, to share these amazing ideas with the rest of the world. So what do you think of our plan to put all of this together in a single platform?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all about streamlining this process and just having one application where I can bring in my simulation ideally all the way from this gait simulation all the way into how the actuator is behaving. That I can tie in stress simulations, thermal simulations, and tie electronics into the package, and then be able to share those ideas with other players on the team. So that, like right now, this is all one person doing it, but to really get this out to the environment, it's going to be a much larger team of people that are really ruggedizing the thing.
So, Dr. Kearney, what's next for you now?
Well, that's the thing, is how do I get this out of the laboratory? Okay. And I'm really excited to meet you guys, because this is, it fits right in.
That would look awesome as part of the Moto Knee. Get some wires and antennas and batteries and.
These guys are already working together.
Yeah, I mean, that's the name of the game, right? Like, this thing has a very strong aesthetic. Like, this is a very aggressive aesthetic with this system. This is a robot, and acknowledge that it's a robot, then we can go full bore with it.
Okay.
So, there we go.
He just said robots are awesome. I want to be one day. I'm halfway there.
Everyone will be.
This is amazing. They're already working together. See the chemistry that we create here on stage? Tell you what, next year, we'll have these gentlemen again on stage and check what's the status of augmented life prosthetic connected to the brain. Truly amazing. Gentlemen, thank you for showing us.
Thank you, GP.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Mike, thank you. Matt, Jesse.
5. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You see here, you have seen the future, you see the present, you see dreams coming true, you see the imagination of people. This is why it's so important for technology to stay human, because it is the human experience that counts. It is humans that will articulate in the future what computers will do for us. You know, Picasso said, I'm not interested in computers. They can only answer questions. He said that in '68. How prescient, how smart. Yes, computer can only ask questions. It is for humans to articulate the right questions. If this doesn't happen, automation cannot happen. And you have seen what kind of humans can make things happen. So you have the opportunities to use great products that our friends, Mark and Jesse of CAD, have used to personalize their products. 3D Experience Works is now. You can go now and play with 3D Creator and 3D Sculptures. Just go to mysolidworks.com. The SolidWorks products connected with the platform, the SolidWorks desktop that you know and love, fully connected, will be available in the summer. All of this supercharged convergence will help you save time and money that you can reinvest to innovate, create better design, create better worlds. So thank you very much for coming so numerous to this event. You will be inspired, you will dream, you will make us dream further. Thank you very much. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, GP. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tracy.
Glad I got to come out and say thanks to the guys as well. You know, well, it is great, though, to see how the users of the platform are coming together to truly change people's lives. So thank you for being a part of this. And as GP said earlier, this event would not be possible without the help of our sponsors. So let's have a moment to take a look at Dell.
Failure is not an option. Impossible is not in your vocabulary. Barriers only exist to be broken. You chase perfection, exceed limits, go above and beyond with unwavering endurance. Master light and color to create new worlds. Set new standards with colossal focused power. You redefine expectations. You need the best, and with high-performance tools, there's no limit to what you'll do next.
Thank you so much to Dell. Well, our keynote speaker is a social entrepreneur, co-founder, and head former designer at Kickstarter. He previously co-founded the online publication Subsistence, a platform dedicated to leveraging the web to provide global exposure to the work of independent artists. He has been widely recognized as one of the digital era's most exciting innovators. He is also an amazing human. So please join me in welcoming to the stage Charles Adler.
Hello. Can I get everyone to say hello? Hello. That's cool. That's cool. A little louder. One more time. Hello. Further back. Come on, you guys are like falling asleep or something. Hello. Hello. Cool. Thank you. So my name is Charles. I'm co-founder of Kickstarter. I'm going to talk a little bit about Kickstarter today, but I want to talk a bit about this, what I would call like a fuzzy future, and a fuzzy future that I'm really excited about. One of the little, kind of maybe it's related to this etc. Digit up here, but one of the things I left off was optimist. So I will apologize up front, but I tend to be a bit of an optimist. I know that's a little hard these days, but bear with me. So this future that I'm really excited about is one that empowers all of us, and what I mean by us is creative people, people that build, people, engineers, designers, artists, filmmakers, writers, etc. Right? And the reason why I'm excited about this moment and the future is because I think we're in this moment, and we've been building into this moment. We continue to build into this moment, where those of us who are builders and creators and creatives are more and more empowered by the tools in our pockets, on our laptops, in our hands, and it's about putting community together. So this is a story about empowerment. This is a story about future for creatives, and ultimately about community. Something else I didn't tell you is that I'm also a bit of a history nerd, and being that I have this clicker, this microphone, the stage, I'm going to bore you with a little bit of my history, because I think this history informs the present day, but also informs the future. And it's a bit of a prelude to what we're going to talk about with respect to Kickstarter. So I grew up on the East Coast, little hobbitville called Connecticut, in the shadow of New York. Anybody from Connecticut? A couple people? Yeah, sweet. I ran away as quickly as I could. Anyway. So I grew up in Connecticut, and for whatever reason, generally speaking, a pretty normal kid, except as I grew up, I became really obsessed with what we now call kind of the fringe of society. And what I mean by that is, punk rock, skateboarding, graffiti. I mentioned I grew up in the shadow of New York. Going to New York, you cannot help but be just curious about what is going on in this world, that these subway cars are just covered in art, right? We called them graffiti, now we call it street art. There's a different word, a more gentrified word for it. Into skateboarding, Ataris, Vectrex. Any Vectrex nerds out there? No? Wow, I was the only one. Cool. And ultimately, computers, right? I think you guys were all into like 300 baud Hayes modems and all that kind of stuff. Across all of these, what I would say is like nerdy little subcultures that I was a part of, these sort of outsider communities, outsider networks, there was one thing that rang true, one thing that was consistent across all of them, and it was this mantra that I think best gets encapsulated in a narrative within the punk rock movement. And I think we heard this a little bit earlier, but this narrative that the rules were meant to be broken. What I want to talk about a bit as sort of a lead-in here is what were those rules that we were effectively fighting against. It's a pretty antagonistic statement. I'm not generally the most antagonistic person. I've been called a disruptor. I don't know if I would buy that necessarily, but this narrative that the rules were meant to be broken means that there was something was wrong. And the thing, if I kind of reverse engineer this, the thing that we felt was wrong was that we had become like so obsessed with perfection. We had become so obsessed with operationalizing things. We've become so obsessed with the industrialization of everything, right? Even ridiculously, any Laverne and Shirley fans? I'm dating myself. Yeah, there we go. And so if you think about the story with Laverne and Shirley, what was the story? It wasn't about work. That was like the intro. super boring, right? Where they work. I mean, this is literally, I mean, I think this is a Twinkies factory. But it could be Laverne and Shirley. The part that was interesting about the story is what do they do afterwards, right? So we industrializes the places that we worked. I'm a designer. I'm an engineer, sort of. I dropped out of engineering school, sorry. But I'm a designer, creative, and I worked for a number of years in a creative agency or a design agency. And I realized over time that I felt that that same kind of industrial mindset had started to eke into what I felt was a very creative profession as a designer, somebody who is making something effectively from nothing or from an idea. And I would argue that the results of this industrialization has been pretty bleak, right? Hopefully you can relate to this. I want to tell a story of what I mean by what I would say is like the khaki pants version of the present. The sort of same, everything kind of looks monoculture, monotone. I'm going to pick on the film industry for a little bit. Anybody know this actor from the, I think, 80s, 90s? I mean, he's still alive, I think. Bruce Willis? Anybody? Yep. Okay, so Bruce Willis. He had a number of hits, but there was this one particular film that he starred in called Die Hard. Any Die Hard fans? A couple people? Cool, okay. So I love Die Hard. It was super entertaining. Dudes walking on glass, jumping out of buildings, like total hero story, right? Amazing. But how many Die Hards were there? Anybody want to guess? Like 100 of them? I don't know. There was a lot. There was too many, right? And I would say if you dig back behind this, what I would say is like maybe the psychology or the economics behind this is somebody, some gatekeeper made an executive decision, made a tough call on this guy, Bruce Willis, and this story of Die Hard. I don't know, guy jumping out of building, what's the liability? This is scary. And they took a risk on this film. It did really well. What happened? Oh my God, it did really well. Let's do another one. And so they fed us another and another and another. Story gets even more profound. Let's go fast forward about a decade. Different actor, he's younger. He's from Boston. Anybody want to guess? Matt Damon. Bourne Identity. If you think about it, it's kind of the same story. And what happened there? Same thing, Serial, right? Another one, another one, another one. Actually, if you go back, and I love all these films, they're all super fun. 007, kind of the same thing. We realize we've been fed the same thing over decades. The reflection for me and the reflection for my two co-founders, Yancey and Perry, separately, independently, so to speak, was there was something missing. So I mentioned that I'm a designer, I'm also a musician, I'm a number of things, and I surround myself with a number of artists. And I kept hearing this same story over and over again. How do you get noticed? How do I actually get an opportunity to put my work out there and get recognized for my work? There's this system that's kind of fighting against us. Three of us thought that was quite unfair. And on April 28th of 2009, we launched Kickstarter. It was a long journey to get there. Won't go into that. Maybe over drinks later today, we can talk about the journey. But part of the journey I think is really important, particularly for this audience. I hope you can relate to this. And I think in the scope of Kickstarter, we usually hear the hype around multi-million-dollar, tens of millions of dollar campaigns. And the story I want to tell is a bit more humble, the humble beginnings of when we first launched. And I think the best place to start, no better place to start than literally the very first campaign that got funded on the platform. It's called Drawing for Dollars. This was the project image, super rad, by somebody named Dark Pony, pseudonymity, also awesome. I have no idea what Dark Pony is, but Dark Pony wanted to, pretty simply, use Kickstarter as a mechanism to have them finish a drawing. They were frustrated by the fact that they would doodle and never finish or complete a drawing. And they felt that the economics, the sort of tension around somebody's paying me to complete a drawing and send it to them would get them to finish. There's a little bit of foreshadowing in here for us. Now, mind you, we had just launched. We were like freaking out. We were telling all of our friends. We were trying to write that thing called TechCrunch, and nobody really cared. Nobody was really listening. Maybe academically they were interested. But there was this little foreshadowing that happened with Dark Pony and Drawing for Dollars. And that was this idea that you could always raise more than the goal. So Dark Pony had a pretty humble goal of something like $15 or $20, $5 a pop. Ended up raising $35. So blew the doors off of his or her goal. And I think you guys would probably all do some level of math. You're pretty good at math. If you do the numbers, somebody was, or a few people were generous. They went above and beyond. They felt that Dark Pony was probably undercutting themselves in terms of what they were worth, what that work was worth. And so that taught us something. That was interesting. It was one of these moments where like, oh my God, it's working, I think. Let's fast forward a couple of months. At this point, outside of Dark Pony, we generally knew everybody that was on the platform. Sort of a 1 or 2 degrees of separation. We had courted them coming on. We had kind of begged, borrowed, and stealed, like, please use the platform. But Allison, and every once in a while somebody would come on we didn't know, and Allison was one of these folks that came on and we didn't know. This was still the summer of 2009. And at that point, we had seen maybe $1,500 raised on the platform. Well, Allison wanted to raise $2,000. We thought she was crazy, but whatever, she won't make it. But let's see. Well, she launched on a Thursday morning, I think around 8 a.m. And by midnight that night, she had raised her entire goal. So we're like, WTF, what is going on here? Who is Allison? We come to find out that there's a whole Tumblr. She'd been sharing her music all along, and there was this moment where she catalyzed that audience, directed them to her campaign, and that was her $2,000. But then there was this other part of the story, which was like, okay, then what? You've got another 30 days to go. What are you going to do? So there's another moment in here that I think as product designers, as engineers, as entrepreneurs, that is really, really valuable, is learning from the community that are using, abusing, or interpreting in their own way the product that you've built. With Allison, she taught us this thing called stretch goals. Anybody familiar with the term stretch goals? A couple people? Thank Allison for that. She went on to kill it on her campaign, just under $8,000 from 205 people. Great story behind that campaign. She's gone on to Billboard success and so forth. Let's move on. So then some weird things happen. So I mentioned that I dropped out of mechanical engineering school. Now all of a sudden you get hardware mixed with software. We're in this like an IoT world, but virtual reality, like things are getting super meta. Oculus launches on Kickstarter at some point, blows the doors off of anything in the hardware space, right? Almost $2.5 million, ends up getting acquired by Facebook a couple months later. Super crazy story. And actually what's interesting as well is, look at this headset. Like, that thing is goofy, right? That thing is goofy. Look at where it's gone now, right? It's getting even crazier, right? All right, so next story. Anybody familiar with Pebble? A couple people. So this is the story, I would say, there's sort of 2 lenses into this. One was, this is the second campaign that Eric and team from Pebble had launched. The first was in 2013, a couple of years before Apple even came out with their Apple Watch, and clearly all of us were salivating for a connected watch. The first campaign raised half as much as the second campaign, but the story with the first was similar to all of the other stories across Kickstarter, similar to all of the whole reason why we launched the product in the first place, where these gatekeepers were limiting potential, creative potential. So Eric, as an entrepreneur living in Silicon Valley, was touring around, going to the venture capitalists in town and saying, hey, I've got this great idea. Fund us, let's bring it to market. What do you imagine the answer to be? No, we don't have faith in you. Ended up going to Kickstarter, which the bigger statement here is more about going to community, right? And reaching out to your audience, your fans, those who believe and want the thing that you're building as much as you do. Anybody want to guess what Pebble 2, what's called Pebble Time, raised? Anybody? Call and response? Somebody yell. I want to hear yelling. 6 million? Oh, somebody's cheating. Cool. So they raised 20 million. All told, in the 3 campaigns that Eric and team launched, they raised over $35 million. Incredible, like yet to be beat. This is also to point out the flexibility of platforms, right? Scalability of opportunity, right? The first campaign, I think they wanted to build a prototype, $15,000 just to get an MOQ out the door, and ended up raising $10 million. Like totally, totally crazy. At this point, I think we lost it, meaning we went nuts, and continue to go nuts as projects like this come out of the fray. So last project, I think this kind of circles back into this future, this opportunity that I think we're all in. This is about 5 kids who had this audacious goal to turn this little 2-seat Cessna into a flight simulator called the Viper, right? Battlestar Galactica, any fans out there? Yeah. And so they wanted to turn this little thing into a flight simulator, right? And if you watch the video, especially this kid in the middle, who I think was responsible for the heads-up display, you can see the dark in his eyes, like he's so intense. You cannot help but support this kid and all these kids in their project. I think about myself as a kid their age, like, no way in hell was I gonna build a flight simulator. Are you kidding me? It was like the last thing that I was thinking about. There was a comment on this project that kind of hit it home for me. And it kind of relates to this narrative of projecting into the future. Now, mind you, again, these were like middle school and high school students. And the comment came from a mother who had backed these 5 kids, didn't know them, but empathized. She left this note for whatever reason, feeling like she needed to share why she supported these kids in their dream. And it was something like this. I have 5 kids of my own, and I hope that somebody, someday, sees in my kids what I see in these kids. And it struck me that she was effectively investing or supporting her kids through these other 5 kids. But there's something else that was more profound that it taught me about the platform that we had created, ultimately connecting people, and that was that the capital that people were exchanging, the capital that was going to these projects was far more valuable than the money itself. Far more valuable probably than the object that the backer got a couple of months or a couple of years later. And that value was love. That something was far more human than just the object. It was well beyond consumerism. And I think that was profound. And the thing that I think about with these 5 kids, I don't know where they are. I hope they're doing some amazing stuff. But if in their teens they got to build a flight simulator to go to Maker Faire, props to Maker Faire, where do they get to go next? What do they get to build that's part of our collective future? And how many other kids, boys, girls, and so forth, are out there pushing boundaries at that young age, and how do we support them? Okay, so this little thing worked. We have now raised, this was about a week ago, $4.7 billion distributed to over 150,000 projects and keeps on growing. Thank you, guys. As they say, we couldn't have done this without you, and that I think underscores wholeheartedly what the platform is about us collectively. But that story kind of continues. So the reality is, like, there's all this other creativity that's going on out there. There's all these other venues and mechanisms to get our voices heard, right? And hopefully some of you are also creating some of these tools to let your neighbors get their voices heard. So I'm really optimistic about this future, this creative future, this future that empowers engineers and designers to make a better world. And God help me, we need to do a lot of that. So I'm going to buzz through this next little section. I left Kickstarter at the end of 2013, 2014. And I went through this investigation of what other problems do creatives have? What is the current day issue? What other gaps are there? And I like to sort of tell the story of creatives through the lens of Sisyphus. Anybody know the story of Sisyphus? It's kind of the plight of an artist, right? Pushing a rock up a hill for it to forever fall down, right? Kickstarter allowed that rock to maybe be a little bit smaller for the creative to push the rock up a little bit further up the hill. And I wondered, like, what other baggage is there that prevented creative people from producing their work? So I built a little space. One might call it a maker space, my version of a maker space in Chicago. Went through sort of a software methodology of built a proof of concept and a little prototype. You can see some folks working here and some crazy projects that came out of it, right? It's about 2 years of work, two or 3 years of work. And it was really interesting as a laboratory to figure out how do you scale this, right? How do we give creatives greater opportunity, greater accessibility to tools and space, but more importantly, to each other? How do they riff off of one another? I'm a huge fan, as I mentioned earlier, of history and the Bauhaus. Anybody familiar with the Bauhaus movement in Germany? And I was very much inspired by that and sort of translated that both into Kickstarter and this thing called Lost Arts. Physical space is hard and slow, and I am impatient. As I mentioned, Lost Arts was a laboratory to figure itself out, and it's figured itself out into something else. Something I won't and can't talk to you about because we're in stealth mode. But I hope someday to share this with you once we release it, which is to say is building a software platform for creatives to get through those early days, the early journey, the early difficult periods of creative process. All right. The reality is, and I realize this day in, day out, just because Kickstarter was successful doesn't mean this new endeavor is going to be successful. And I guarantee you when we were building Kickstarter, there was no way in hell, there was no planet that one could tell us we were going to live on that would be $20 million campaigns being funded. Never in our wildest dreams. Well, maybe the wildest dreams, but they were like wild dreams, right? That we were going to change the world. The reality is you just hope it works and that somebody finds value in it. And so the other, I think, point to all of this, which is around progress and just trying and putting your work out there, is the reality is, like, there's no guarantee of success. But the fight that you're in is the fight for self-identity, the fight for all of us, the fight for a future that isn't quite here yet. And I empathize deeply that that is a very difficult journey. I kind of want to go back to this antagonist statement and close on maybe a softer note. So this was something that influenced me when I was a kid. I'm no longer a kid. I'm in my mid-40s now, so I'm a little softer. My kids beat me down. I'm a little more worn out. And I started thinking, beep boop, thank you. A little bit of technology works sometimes. So I was thinking a bit more about this moment that we're in, this crazy, fast-paced moment where, like, is somebody deploying something to GitHub that's going to be like some new social network thing in the audience? I guarantee somebody should be, right? Could be. And the reality is, like, every hour, every day, there's something new to talk about. It's like, it seems like the world's like flipped over again. And that sometimes feels really scary. Either somebody's done the same thing that you're thinking about, or is totally competing with the product that you've been nurturing for the last couple of years. But I think there's a different way to look at this, which is this moment, again, is like this hyper-creative, hyper-driven moment that allows us to accomplish all that much more. It allows us to be more playful and experimental. And so I got to thinking about this idea of rules and change, and the reality is, like, we have always lived under change. It's just moved at a snail's pace, right? We're now in this moment where the rules are changing by the day, and each one of you has the opportunity to change the rules that, say, I created or anyone else in this audience has created. And so I hope that after today, after this session, you get to go home and push a little bit harder, push that rock a little bit further up the hill to produce something that we can all get excited about, that changes the world for the better, just slightly, ever so slightly. So with that, I thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Charles. I knew this whole day, this morning, everything would be completely inspiring. And this is just the beginning of day one general session. Well, we are coming to a close of this amazing morning in this room, but there is a lot more to come throughout the day. If you are new, please, I encourage you, head to the Hive. It is just across the hall. You'll find it right over there. And there's a lot more sessions to learn from and to extend your skills. Now remember, tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. in here will be the Innovate with the 3D Experience Platform keynote session. And then also at 8:30 in Davidson Ballroom will be where you will go for the DelmiaWorks Innovation keynote. So I will see you at the reception at the playground tonight at 6 p.m. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you tonight. Thanks so much.